Suzanne Ludlow. I'm the city manager of the city of Takoma Park, and I'm happy to welcome all of you to the unveiling of Takoma Park's new solar streetlight and crosswalk light project. I want to extend a special welcome to our partners from South Korea. Mr. Park, Mr. Kim, Mr. Jung, and Mr. Jung. Thank you. Through their companies of Uno and Paran, and also the KICT. We're so happy that you are here today. I want to also extend a warm welcome to our Montgomery County Council representative, Tom Hucker. He was instrumental in facilitating a meeting with our South Korean partners on this project. And I see in our audience State Senator Susan Lee. Welcome. We also have a number of council members here today. We have Mayor Kate Stewart, Councilmember Terry Siemens, whose ward we're in. He's outside. Councilmember Peter Kovar and Councilmember Fred Schultz. If you did not have a chance today to see the lights as you came in, there will be a tour directly after this presentation. As city manager, I am in charge of seeing that the vision and goals of the Takoma Park City Council are put into action in a responsible way. And it's wonderful to work for a council and a Takoma Park community that cares deeply about protecting the environment, promoting pedestrian safety, and just making the world a better place to live in. I'm also fortunate to work with terrific Takoma Park employees, like Sustainability Manager Gina Mathias. She's great. And they're dedicated to finding innovative ways to meet the council's goals, particularly when there's no financial cost to the city. Opportunities like being part of this pilot solar streetlight and crosswalk light program are fun and they inspire us, and we are very excited about that. Now I'd like to introduce Mayor Kate Stewart. Mayor Stewart has continued and expanded Takoma Park's long tradition of caring about the environment we live in. Her leadership has helped facilitate and promote our sustainability efforts and help build connections for Takoma Park across Maryland and the Washington, D.C. region. Welcome to the podium, Kate Stewart.
Thank you, Susie. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Takoma Park. I want to extend a special thank you to our visitors and new partners from South Korea. Thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate the opportunity to pilot test your new technology and look forward to a long partnership together. Today is a terrific example of what we can accomplish when we all work together, when we embrace and try new ideas. And that's exactly what we like to do in Takoma Park. We have a lot of new visitors here today, so I thought I'd tell you a little bit about our history. So, as many of you may know or not know, that Takoma Park was founded back in the late 1800s. It was founded by people looking for clean air, water, and natural beauty. We were one of the first railroad accessible suburbs in the Washington, D.C. area. People came here to escape crowded homes and streets and to enjoy our environment. Today, Takoma Park is home to residents who care deeply about the environment and turn that concern into action. In particular, in Takoma Park, we love to pioneer new programs, and we have a long history of doing that. From the early days of recycling and tree protection laws, to newer efforts including to being the first in the country to ban all forms of polystyrene food service ware, to protect our residents from harmful pesticides, and offer curbside food waste collection, and most recently this past year we banned plastic bags within the city. Our activists start young here in Takoma Park. Our ban on all forms of polystyrene food service grew out of the dedication of our Young Activist Club at our school here right next door. Now seniors in high school, these young activists began their crusade to ban polystyrene when they were just in 3rd grade. And I know this story well because my son was actually one of those third graders who started it. And I can tell you, there is nothing more convincing than a third grader on a mission. And this week here in Takoma Park, we started back to school. So now I have a senior in high school and a freshman in high school. And as I looked at them as they ventured out to high school, I knew that now more than ever, cities must take action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, improve climate resiliency, and take advantage of new technologies to help us become smarter and more efficient. I am committed to helping Takoma Park meet the goals set by our residents, City Council, staff, businesses, and the Committee on the Environment to reduce greenhouse gas emissions citywide. As mayor, I committed Takoma Park to the Global Covenant of Mayors, formerly known as the Compact of Mayors, and joined the effort to uphold the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement. In our city, we've taken an aggressive approach to reduce greenhouse gases. We purchased 100% of wind power for city operations. We've improved the energy efficiency of city-owned buildings, greened the city vehicle fleet, installed 15 public electric vehicle charging stations powered by wind-generated electricity, increased capital bike share locations throughout the city, and offered residents and businesses assistance to become more energy efficient. In the coming year, every streetlight in Takoma Park will be upgraded to LED. Every streetlight. That will be reducing greenhouse gas emissions further. Today, we start a new partnership. This pilot project is exciting for Takoma Park as it showcases clean, renewable energy while also improving pedestrian safety. Pedestrian safety is vital to helping Takoma Park be a safe and walkable community. Last night, this is the room actually that we hold our city council meetings in, and last night we had our council meeting. It lasted until 10:30, and as I left here, it was still kind of rainy and dark. But for the first time in a long time, I actually could see as I left the building and crossed the street to go home. And so it was wonderful to see the lights in action last night. I know it's a little daylight today, but stick with us through the tour and come back and visit when it's darker. And also, as daylight shortens for us now over the next couple of months, the young people who come here, use our recreation center, visit the Piney Branch pool, or at the library, when they venture home again in the late afternoon and early evening hours, will know that their way will be much better lit. So thank you very much. The applicability of the new technology is tremendous, as solar streetlights can be placed anywhere there is sunlight with no power lines required. I would be so happy one day to be standing up here and to be able to say that we have gotten rid of the power lines and that we've increased the city's independence and flexibility when it comes to streetlights and where we can decide they get placed. Helping our partners research and develop new technologies benefits our city, and it also gives us an opportunity to help them create products other cities around the world can benefit from. As I said, this is an extremely exciting project for us all, and now I want to introduce some people who have helped make this project possible. And before I do that, I just want to acknowledge, again, as our city manager did, our city staff. We have a wonderful city staff here in Takoma Park, and our sustainability manager, who is here, has really helped make this project take off. And you know, it's about being flexible, innovative, and liking to have a little fun. So thank you so much, Gina. And now I'm pleased to introduce and bring to the podium our County Council member, Tom Hucker, who represents District 5 in this area. We are grateful that Tom is a huge advocate of not just Takoma Park, but the environment, and that he thought of Takoma Park as the testing ground and introduced us to our new partners. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Stewart. It's great to be with you today. Mayor Stewart's always right, but she's definitely right that when Mr. Suh, who you're going to meet, talked to me about the benefits of solar streetlights, I thought this was, you know, obviously a no-brainer. It's a win for the city budget. It's a win for pedestrian safety. It's a win for the environment. And most of all, it's win-win-win. But I said, of course, I'll introduce you to Montgomery County. But things move slowly in the Montgomery County government. We have a lot of staff, $5 billion budget. I said, you know who's really going to love this, right? And they can act quickly, and they have a full-time sustainability manager, and they have a mayor and a city council that are so committed to the environment. You need to talk to the city of Takoma Park. So, if anybody had any doubts about the potential of solar energy, you just look outside today. We have an amazing day to launch this project appropriately. And as the mayor said, this is just the latest example of Takoma Park's leadership on clean energy and on environmental issues. It falls right in line under the leadership of Mayor Stewart and this council, and thanks to so many of the council members, Siemens and Kovar and Schultz, for being here today. It falls right into line with your styrofoam ban, your pesticide ban, your car-free challenge, your plastic bag ban, your neighborhood energy challenge. All those things not only are great for Takoma Park, they're great for Montgomery County. I'm very lucky to represent you on the county council, and I can't tell you the number of times when we're proposing something good, somebody says, well, this seems like a crazy idea. I get to say, well, they're already doing it in Takoma Park. So thank you for your leadership. Today is just the latest example of that, and we're going to use this wonderful project to drive this forward in the county as well. This project tackles a major energy consumption issue. I knew this would be a great idea as soon as I heard it, but I was shocked to find out that the energy consumption by streetlights is 60% of the city's energy budget. 60%. And the city spends $200,000 on streetlights, on a bill a check we have to write to Pepco, which is none of those dollars. I'd like to see them going to Pepco. I'd like to see them all going to our police, to our firefighters, to our parks, to all the other great services you have in Takoma Park. And if we can save our money on streetlights, that's going to free up more money, I believe the county council will agree with me, for all the other unmet needs in the county. It also, besides the fiscal savings, points to Takoma Park's commitment to thinking globally and acting locally. We all know, the current occupant of the White House may not know, but we all know that climate change is the #1 existential threat to our country and to the whole planet. And it won't be the White House that leads the way in reducing our carbon footprint. It won't be Congress doing that. It'll be municipalities like Takoma Park. And I'm telling you, your example is going to make a big difference for Montgomery County as well, which leads the way for the whole state of Maryland. So what we're starting today here is going to be like many good policies that started in Takoma Park, went to Montgomery County, and I'm sure will bear fruit all across the state after this. It's projects just like this that really make me proud to represent Takoma Park because of the environmental leadership that we count on you to continue to show year in, year out. So with that, I'll stop. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jung with Seoul-based Uno ENP, this company based in Seoul, South Korea, alongside the Korean Institute of Construction Technology and Paren IB LLC, is bringing this new solar streetlight technology to Takoma Park. Mr. Park, I believe, will now present the new technology and describe how it differs from some previous generations of solar streetlights. So, I'm sorry, Mr. Jung. So, my notes are wrong. So, Mr. Jung, please come on up. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen from Takoma Park and from other neighboring cities and counties. My name is Billy Park, Chief Marketing Officer at Uno ENP. First, we would like to express our sincere appreciation on your attention shown to us and our product. I also would like to thank to Mayor Ms. Kate Stewart and Montgomery County Council Member Mr. Tom Harker and Sustainability Manager in the city, Ms. Gina Matias, for giving us such a wonderful opportunity today to demonstrate our present and our product. I have a warm feeling of being welcomed from all of you today. Can you guess why? This is my first trip to the United States. And I'm standing at Takoma Park. The name of the city is Takoma Park. My name is Billy Park. We have the same family name. So I'm quite comfortable, as if I just returned back my hometown. Thank you very much. However, I cannot stop my enthusiasm and excitement to share with you UNO's innovative lighting system. And I hope all of you also may get the same feeling of excitement at the end of my presentation. Sorry, this is... Our product that I'm introducing you today is not an amazing innovation that may surprise the world, nor is it an extremely high technology integrated like IT solutions. In matter of fact, it is a similar product that you all come across every day on the roadside driving during night. Yes, it is solar-powered Streetlight. But I'm so confident that all of you will agree that UNO's lighting system will blow existing product away. Let me explain how. But before we get to that, I want to tell you something that have currently faced with the existing solar-powered Streetlight. Probably whenever you drive by the existing solar Streetlight on the road, unpleasant thought flash through your mind. Why won't they work throughout the night? Why do they even get worse during the winter season? The problems are those lights do not perform continuously 365 days. Even worse, the solar-powered battery in existing Streetlight decrease its performance dramatically after 12 months of use. Okay, let me start with a very brief introduction of our company. As you know, UNO is brought from Latin word, meaning of number one. ENP stands for energy and power. So we are pursuing to become a number one player in energy and power section. Okay. UNO has developing... Thank you. UNO has been developing capacity energy storage system-based application like this sample photo, such as solar power Streetlight, that and emergency exit light. And UNO will lead R&D program with Korea Institute of Civil Engineering and Building Technology for road lighting system, especially low-level lighting systems, which has around 1 meter height, non-overhead lighting system that we just installed at the crosswalk. Compared to the conventional Streetlight, low-level lighting system has distinctive benefits, such as reducing lighting pollution. We have many of the lighting pollution here, but our type is no lighting pollution. Okay, now let's get down to the business. Some of you may already heard that UNO's product can sustain for more than 5 years straight. So in the first part of my presentation, I will explain how does UNO's system works for more than 5 years. And I hope the later part of my presentation on UNO's innovative and patented technique will entice Takoma Park for future collaboration. Right, Mayor? Okay. Okay, before we go through the details of my presentation, I would like to clarify a few definitions that will be mentioned throughout the presentation. First, energy storage system, we call it ESS. It's a general term of device that stores electric energy. In general, ESS represent for big capacity of energy storage, such as those connected with smart grid in a solar farm, big scale. While battery is representing a small scale of ESS, such as those used for our street light. And capacitor energy storage system, or capacitor battery, or capacitor-based battery, all of these expressions will have the same meaning. It is a device used to store electricity in form of capacitor alone, or a combination between capacitor and battery. In both situations, the capacitor is located inside the device. And depth of discharging, we call it DOD. Depth of discharging is a percent of how far down it is being discharged. If you just discharge it 50% of the capacity, then we call it 50% DOD. If battery is discharged to 10% every day, it will last about 10 times as long as if it cycled to 100% DOD. This concept is very important since we adopted this concept in our product. So it means that if we reduce the DOD, then battery life will be extended. Okay. Now I'm pleased to introduce the system to utilize the green power that lasts 5 years without replenishment of a single battery. Now I would like to talk about the battery. As everyone is well aware, battery is one of the hottest issues nowadays. Consequently, there are increasing demands on improvement of battery performance due to these reasons. As you see, the threat of climate changes in the world, it calls for alternative, sustainable energy, like Mr. Tom mentioned. Volvo just declared that they will not produce fuel engine mobility in the near future. And second issue, that the rapid development of IT technology makes us thirsty for better battery functions. Tesla is struggling for improving driving distance and efficient charging hours of their electric cars, despite their leading position in the industry. To meet these demands, high performance but still practical and reliable energy storage solution is strongly required. Okay, there are two types of the electricity storage devices. One is battery, and the another is capacitor. Battery is a container consisting of one or more cells in which electricity is converted into chemical energy and used as a source of power. The most common type of the battery are lead acid, lithium ion, and so on, decided by the material of the electrode rods inside. And this will be the keyword today. It's a capacitor. Capacitor is a device used to physically store electric charges. Consists of the one or more pairs of conductors separated by an insulator inside. And the types of the capacitors are ceramic film and those things, which will be decided by the material of insulator inside. These are batteries, as you know. These are capacitors. Okay. Now I would like to briefly compare its activating mechanism and distinctive features between the battery and capacitor. Major differences exist in the activating mechanism. Battery is activated through the chemical reaction inside, whereas capacitor is merely holding electric charge inside without any chemical reactions. These distinctive characteristics result in contrasting functions and mechanisms between the battery and capacitor. Capacitor has a wide range of the temperature, while the battery loses significantly its capability when experiencing a -degree in temperature. That's why most of the streetlight don't function well during the winter season. Also, if the temperature is too hot, then the electrolyte in the battery will evaporate, which will result in trouble function as well. If we talk about the life cycles, there is huge difference between the two. Repeated chemical reaction will cause the occurrence of unwanted chemical or physical changes, or the loss of active materials in the battery. These factors limit the life of batteries. On the other hand, the capacitor has an almost unlimited life cycle. Let's just take safely 20,000 times. And if we operate the capacitor as one cycle per day, and we count 20,000 times of usage, it means that capacitor can sustain for 50 years over, even we do daily use. And the other benefits from the capacitor, we can accurately quantify the remaining energy left in the capacitor. And capacitor can charge it very quickly. Theoretically, even in a few seconds, we can charge, depending on the capability of the charger. On the other hand, there are benefits from the batteries as well. One is energy density. With the same size, the battery can contain more energy than capacitor. Another is price. Through the intensive researches from large battery manufacturers, the size of the battery became smaller, and the cost of the battery has significantly dropped. Whereas capacitor has a limitation in the size and price at this moment. Nevertheless, there are lots of meaningful benefits found in the capacitor. The only issue is how we maximize the strengths of capacitor and battery in practice. Okay, it's time for me to prove you something. Since all of you are questioning me on how a streetlight can sustain more than 5 years. Okay, I will confess our very secret confidential recipe. This recipe is not for kimchi, but something else. Okay, we have developed very unique combination system. This is key word of today, very unique combination system. This is the capacitor. We are using Samhwa condenser's capacitor, which is very reliable in terms of stability and life cycle. Samhwa is the leading capacitor manufacturer in Korea, and Samhwa is supporting UNO by developing specialized capacitors that is fit for our combination system. Here is gentleman, Mr. Kim, who came from Samhwa. Mr. Lee. He came here to show you that they are ready to fully support our cooperation with Takoma Park. Okay, and this is the battery. Considering its stability, we are using lithium iron phosphate battery, which is the most reliable and stable among the lithium-based battery at the moment. And this is our unique and patented controller that controls charging and discharging mechanism of the combined system. From this controller, we can maximize its ability while minimizing the cost. These are the sample photos of our combination systems. From here, these are the capacitor, and these are the batteries. and these are the controller systems. These two power packs are already equipped inside, in the just installed units outside. This unique combination system will produce an amazing result. I will explain you. Let's look at into more details on how this operates. Here is the daily activity graph of the combination. This graph illustrates charging and discharging activities occurring in the power pack in a day. This shows charging activities, the battery and capacitor. The blue color is the capacitor, while the brown color is the battery. This fluctuation represent the two components repeatedly give and take charging and cell balancing under the control of our controller during the daytime. And here, the light begin to illuminate around 10 minutes after sunset. The drop the blue line here represent capacitor is discharging. Now, it starts dimming after midnight. So it means less power consumption after midnight. You can see the level of the blue line here compared to this one get shallower than the previous. But still, the blue color means still capacitor is working for this illuminating. After capacitor fully discharged, the battery start to discharging now, the brown color. Battery responsible for the remaining hours until 10 minutes before sunrise. As you can realize from here, the operating length of the capacitor is much longer than what the battery is doing. Okay, now I would like to analyze details of daily operation mechanism. And this topic will be the core of today's my presentation. We installed here the capacitor. The power pack of the capacity is 625 watt, where the capacitor is just 125 watt, and the battery is 500 watt. But if we count the operating hours as 11 hours a night, the capacitor is working for 8 hours, while battery only working for 3 hours. This means that capacitor covers majority of discharging hours, and the battery barely works up to 30% of the operating hours, which is daily use below 10% of DOD. This is very unique idea, since major part of the discharging the capacitor is responsible for, so we reduce the activating time of the battery to reduce the DOD of battery. Means that we can extend the battery life cycle. So this 10% DOD means we can extend the battery life cycle to 10 times of its original specs by controlling its DOD. If lithium iron phosphate batteries average lifetime is, let's say, 1,000 times, then in our combination system, it can last for more than 10,000 times. Thus, this proves how Uno Streetlight can sustain for more than 5 years. This. So, is it make sense? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your agree. Okay, through this combination system, we can bring the following advantages to the Takoma Park. By extending the battery lifetime, we can guarantee 5 years of operation. By supporting batteries' extra capacity, our system still operates in normal condition for up to 3 consecutive sunless days. And utilizing the combination system, we can reduce the cost, which is quite economical to implement. Now, there's no doubt that we reached a conclusion that UNO system, combination system, is practical and reliable for Takoma Park. Thus, I would like to conclude the first part of my presentation by emphasizing these ideas. Through UNO's practical and reliable but still affordable solution, we are quite confident that Takoma Park will reach sustainability goal through utilizing green energy while maximizing efficiency through low installation and maintenance cost from the UNO's combination system that lasts 5 years without replacement of a single battery. And we are confident that this collaboration will become a driving force in creating a green and safe the city of Takoma Park. Okay. Now I would like to suggest some ideas of what we can do together in the further on. Firstly is a safety-related sectors devices. As I explained before, the quantity of remaining energy in the capacity can be accurately checked. Using this particular feature, we can remarkably improve the confidence of safety-related devices. This is UNO's emergency exit light. Most of current prevailing exit lights are equipped with nickel-cadmium battery, which has unwanted memory effect. It's very, very bad. If we now check any of the existing activating exit light in a building or in a mall, in a hospital, probably 50% of them are not in a normal situation. But in a normal time, we cannot identify which one is normal, which one is out of normal. The only way we can check, we turn off the power, we cut off the power, and let's see whether the lamp is illuminating. We wait, according to Korean regulation, 60 minutes. Whether this is illuminating for 60 minutes or not, we have to wait. Otherwise, there's no smart way to analyze which one is right, which one is wrong. But this means that our exit light, we kept the capacitor inside, not a nickel-cadmium battery. So we can analyze the remaining energy. So this is the warning lamp, and which will switch it on anytime if the battery does not have enough energy to remain illuminated for 60 minutes without a power supply. We have a warning lamp there. Through this feature, we can easily maintain the proper condition of the installed units by checking whether the warning lamp is on or not. If the red warning lamp is on, means the battery inside cannot sustain 60 minutes if the power cut off. Our system will tremendously reduce the maintenance cost and also potential risk of the malfunction. And of course, inside is still the capacity, so this can last for more than 5 years. Here are the samples of the applications: emergency exit light and auto door. Every building has the auto dooring system. These auto doors also have to be operated in case fire caused electricity shut off. As people has to escape from this building from this main entrance. And elevators as well, it has to guarantee minimum movement in case power supply cut off. And the fire shutters in the mall and hospital and shopping mall hotels to prevent from the fire spread. So all those inside, there is the battery equipped. And battery has to be ready to act in any time. But problem in current situation, we cannot identify which one is in a normal situation, which one is short of situation. So our warning lamp will show us which one need to be replaced. So it's much easier to maintain the units. Okay, the second issue is electric vehicles. I would like to start with the two porters. This elderly is waiting for his wheelchair to be charged up to as far as he can move for the next destination. It can be an hour or a few hours. So sad. And this policeman is pushing hard somebody's wheelchair on a public road in a rainy day. One obvious thing from these two porters is that battery run out. That is the issue. We can take the advantage of capacitor being able to charge quickly. Even possibly in 10 minutes we can charge it. If the city organized nicely the facility of the charging, then this kind of the capacitor battery-based electrical vehicles like wheelchairs, they can be freely ridden to move out. 10 minutes stopover for charging is no problem for them. So we can adopt this capacitor-based battery for these electric vehicles. Then they can be free from the burden of charging. Of course, inside the battery is the capacitor. This one also will sustain more than 5 years. And also the weight is much lighter compared to the conventional battery. This is Porter's sample applications: electric wheelchairs, golf cart, electric bike, electric motorcycle, and so on. We can apply capacitor-based battery system here. Okay, now I will show you a short video of how we have replaced the battery to the capacitors in the electric wheelchairs, and it test it. This wheelchair can climb up a rather high sloping road. Capacitor has a strong ability to push electric current as much as it needs. So it is very fit to this type of the electric vehicles. Capacitor is here. We just replace existing battery. When we put the capacitor there, we tried, run. And the power is very powerful, this capacitor. Okay. Finally, I'm wrapping up this presentation. I would like to sincerely appreciate our gratitude for Takoma Park's warm invitation. We are fully ready to cooperate with the city in response to your request. UNO suggests that Takoma Park set up R&D center together with us, and the city provide us the agendas that you required for research. Then we develop the solution and its applications. And we apply our research and findings into the real life applications. And we look for the best implementing solution together. Through this process, the city of Takoma Park will be able to gradually reach another level of becoming a smart city in the United States. Okay, before we move for Q&A session, I would like to show you some photos of lighting that we are installed by UNO in the other countries. This is we installed in Dubai, our testing partner is the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority. They installed it since 2015 November. This one is in Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar. As you know, Mongolia is one of the toughest weather condition. No Streetlight ever succeed there, except for UNOS. So they are very happy on our product. And this one in Indonesia, Yogyakarta city. Also the construction department there is testing. And finally, one is, this is what I mentioned, low-level lighting systems. We just installed the way to the Pyeongchang Winter Olympic Way. This is the photos. Okay, I just finished all my presentation, and thank you very much.
Any questions? Just raise your hand and I'll bring you.
Hello, I'm Kate Walker. I'm the Environmental Programs Coordinator for the City of Falls Church. This technology looks really exciting.
Thank you.
But there is a question I have to ask. How much will the batteries cost to replace after 5 years?
Oh, when you prepare the Q&A, we thought that that would be the first question. Frankly speaking, the preparation of our demonstration project here, it was not took long. So we were not enough time to calculate the exact element of the units. But one thing is that it will not be much higher than the existing one. Probably similar price we can supply. Your house is free. We will try to reduce the cost to support your budget or whatever, but will not exceed existing cost. Okay.
Remember that this lasts for 5 years instead of replace the battery every 2 years.
Everyone is, I think, familiar with batteries and less familiar with capacitors. Are they safe?
Sorry, I cannot find who. Okay. We are worried of the explosion of the lithium batteries, those things, but capacitor is free from the explosion risk. Also free from the fire, those things we are free. That's why we are focusing capacitor, which has many benefits, not only those technical benefits, but also the free from explosion risks. But only the limitation is the price is higher, so we cannot use 100% with the capacitor. Will cause the price increase. That's why we find out the solution, brilliant solution, is making a combination. We using the benefit of the capacitor while we meet the expectation of the price levels.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have to remember that ours is lasting more than 5 years. Since we are saying 5 years, but we are assuming that can be last for 10 years also. So considering that length of the usage, then price will be much more competitive, not to apple-to-apple comparisons.
Yes, thank you. This is a pilot project that we have here. I have question with two parts. How long do you want this pilot, from your point of view, to last? And when the pilot is complete, what will be the possibility for the city to expand the use, assuming that everybody's happy with it? What will be the possibility for the city to expand the application of these of this equipment in other parts of the city of Takoma Park?
시범 기간이 어느 정도인지.
Actually, to prove we cannot wait 5 years. So one solution is our guarantee from our mouth. We can guarantee 5 years. But since we just installed, you will see during this winter. Let's see what will happen November, December, January, February, up to March. If it still works in normal, it means that during the tough season is no problem, means you can feel comfortable. And later on, you just trust us, since we are guaranteed 5 years, based on this scientific background, not only our feelings. The others, we already tested 3 years, the other countries. Since UNO setup is up to 3 years, just set, so we couldn't see the 5 years long. But up to 3 years, no problem at all, especially in the Mongolia, the temperature is minus 40, 30 degrees during the winter seasons. Still alive, still normal operations. Mr. Tom mentioned that 60% of budget paying for the Streetlight electricity bills. So we hope that after successful demonstration this unit, probably the city can consider to reduce your bill cost for electricity from our solutions.
I have another question.
Yes.
You said that the system will last for 3 sunless days. Are you talking total solar eclipse, or does it have some kind of hookup to the electric system in case of extended periods of dark?
It depends. Why we saying the 3 days, current system, the capacity of the battery pack, we sustain for 3 days without any power supply connection. So we are worried that when the snow is heavy, if the snow covers the solar panel, it means that it closes the absorbing the lights. That will only we are worried about the worst situation. But if you would like to extend 5 years without power supply, we can do. We add the more battery. If we extend more batteries, then we can sustain. You have to consider the budget, but technically no problem.
Hi, Leah Boggs with the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments, Senior Environmental Planner. So I saw that you are using the capacitors in motorcycles and wheelchairs. Have they been tested in full vehicles as well?
For passengers, not yet. It's too big size. Also, as I mentioned, that capacitor's size is bigger than battery. Despite of the price, but the size is problem. But for small size like wheelchairs, golf cart, motorcycle, and bike, we did test in Korea.
Are you looking to eventually test in a passenger vehicle, or that's kind of too far ahead to?
I think it's too far at this moment. We would like to concentrate for Streetlight first for Takoma City.
Okay. Okay.
Since they invite us, not from the DC.
Well, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you so much.
It was really informative. And now I would like to invite the mayor back up to the stage, along with the CEO of UNO. Here we go. And they are going to sign a MOU formalizing our friendship and partnership to develop new smart technologies and to pilot project the streetlights here in the city.
right. Well, thank you everyone for coming today. We are going to do a demonstration outside. So if you'd like to join us for a little bit more, if you can just go out the back door and then out the front doors on Maple Avenue, we'll take a look at what we had just seen in the presentation. So thank you again for coming, and I look forward to seeing you outside. Thank you.